Most people may be wondering what makes a chess set cost $90, but make another chess set cost $20. Well, there are some difference you're going to see, and mainly it's going to be the two main things it's going to be is the type of wood and the craftsmanship. Now, first of all, if you look here in the front, these two sets here, this is the $90 set, and in the back here, this here is the $20 set or $25 set. I can't remember. I bought it from Amazon. Now, the first thing that's obviously different about these, you can't tell, but I know, is that this set here is made out of boxwood, but the description for this set here in the back, it says that it's made out of just natural wood. So first of all, the big thing is going to be what type of wood it's made out of. Most places that sell premium chess pieces, I've seen a lot of times it's made out of boxwood, and they also have other versions of wood, actual real. And by the way, just before I go any further, both of these are ebonized boxwood. They are not true boxwood here, meaning that they were actually some kind of way painted black. Now, and that's pretty common because real ebony pieces are quite expensive. So that's the first kind of difference. The second difference is that a lot of times, sometime in the coloration of the white pieces, you can see, I don't know if you can tell that good on the camera, but these are way more consistent in their color. I'm going to pick a few pieces up and I'm going to show you in a minute. And these are less consistent in the color. Now the black is going to be a little different because it's black and just really, you can't really tell. But let's take a look here at this queen, for example. If you hold a queen like this, then you turn it up, it turns a more lighter color, but it's more darker going like this. And if you take several pieces and put them beside each other, you can see that this piece here these two right here look a little darker than this queen here. Now let's take a look at several pieces from this set. Let's get a queen, I think it's a bishop and a pawn. If you take a look at this set here, that is really, really consistent in the coloration. So that's going to be the next thing. Again, it's mainly the craftsmanship outside of the wood. These are, you got very well more precise coloration on these pieces, and therefore that costs a premium. All right, so the next thing that's going to be most everything is going to be in terms of the craftsmanship. It's going to be like the definition of the pieces. And what do I mean by that? Like, let me show you what I mean. Here's a knight from the premium set, and here's a knight from the $20 set. Let's put these puppies beside each other. Now, if you take a look at this here, you see all of that definition here in the eye here that's really well machined. You don't see an eye here. This right here it's not bad. Trust me, they're nice pieces, but the finish on these is not even close to as smooth as these. Turn them forward here. Even the nostril and the mouth here. See if I can back up and get that into focus a little bit. Because it's black, let me try with the white pieces here. Maybe you can see it a little bit better. I just wanted to give both color pieces some airtime here. Yeah, it's better with the white. You see how you got some really good precise holes for the nostrils and the mouth. And you see how this looks much more cartoonish, just looks a little bit more real. And if you look from the side, yeah, just take a look at that. Just how much different that is. And you see how much more definition is here in the base of this knight here. So that's going to be another difference. And let's take a look at some other pieces as well. Again, the story doesn't stop there. We're going to mainly use the white piece because it appears that I'm going to try to use the black pieces here in a second. All right, so if you look at this rook here. These pieces right here, these cutouts and the inside, very well machined, very well colored. A lot of times you get flaring in here, meaning that little pieces of wood is hanging out where they cut, but they didn't really like sand it down or whatever you want to call it. And if you take a look at that, this rook here has way more definition than this rook. And then if you see here, these lines here, and you don't really see much here. So again, and if you look down in the top, see how that's more than a perfect circle. This right here is a little bit off. Let's see if we can get that back in it. Yeah, so that's some more of the stuff that would cause, why you would pay more. Let's take a look. I'm gonna try to get these black queens here, see if I can Yeah, you can see it here. See how this black queen here has just much more definition. I know you. I think you might could tell that this right here is a bit smoother than this in terms of the black. There's no kind of imperfection. Like for example, I wonder, can you see this right here? You don't see anything like that on these pieces like this, where there's like a small little dent. Again, I'm not. These pieces are definitely. The $20 pieces definitely are good. I mean, because when you're playing chess, you're not going to look down at the piece and be like, oh my God, this piece doesn't look as smooth as another one. But again, I'm just trying to point out why, some of the reasons why pieces cost more. Now, here's another one that you'll see quite often. Let's take a couple of these pawns here. And you'll also see it with the black. Let's get one black and one white pawn. All 8 of these pawns here on each side. Let's see here. You see right there at the top, it's kind of flat. You can see like a little, you see that little, it's like they just, however they was using the, what is it thing called, the thing that rotates the wood when they cut it. They didn't make it into a perfectly round circle, so they just cut it off where it was at and just rounded it around the edges, but kind of made this more flat at the top, as you can see that. Now, but let's take a look at the $90 set. These pawns here are perfectly round at the top. All 8 on each side. I don't know if you can see that, like there's no flatness or anything up here. And, oh, and one other thing, you can even look down into the bishop's miter as well. The bishop's miter is a little bit more, it just doesn't have the same sort of precise cutting. I don't know how much you can tell from that, but this is like a much more precise cut. If you look around the lip right here, there's just a little bit unevenness compared to this. This right here is like perfectly even all the way across. This one's just a little uneven right around here. Oh yeah, and look at the top of this right here. That's more rounder. This is more flatter here. So being rounded probably takes more time to make the piece. Now another thing that, believe it or not, is something that's underrated when it comes to pieces. Let's take a look. Let's grab a few pieces here. Let's grab a few pieces here. Now you see how like all of these felts, they're a little bit off, like they're not perfectly centered under the piece, and you can see some of the wood. Let's go over here to the $90 set. Now if you just imagine the chips are not here, all of the felt is exactly to the edges of the wood. Like you see no wood whatsoever. Same thing for, let's just grab this white set right here. All the pieces, the felt is right directly out to the edge. So that's, you know, I'm sure there's many more things you can nitpick out. Again, I'm not nitpicking because this set, again, like I said, is a perfectly fine set. But again, I'm just trying to show you again why you would pay like 3 or 4 times more for one chess set versus others. And from my standpoint, usually it comes down to the craftsmanship and the type of wood.